Game 4 in a best of 7 series. Currently, 3-0 for xSix Gaming. Things not looking all too happy for vV. But then again, I think if I read the forums out there, Sleep was their best player, and
Yeah,
it definitely does show.
yeah, Korean player, and he's been really strong so far. We saw just a lot of polish to his play, and his drone timings, his expansion timings, burrowing those lings at expansions. And I'll do the intros real quick here. We've got vV Titan spawning as the red Zerg player in the eastern position. He is the challenger, taking on the champion right now. Check6 is Sleep, spawning as the blue Zerg in the western position on an MLG Antigua shipyard here. Sleep is up 3-0, looking for the all kill, and Titan trying to stop the bleeding for vVv a little bit, and it's going to start with one game, a ZVZ here. And like we said before, Check6 has so many Zerg players on their team tonight, 3 of them. So I hope Titan likes his ZVZ, because if he's got any chance to come back in this one for a reverse all kill, he's going to have to be an ace in ZVZ.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing I'm gonna say, first of all, it doesn't look like Sleep knows that this is the MLG Antigua shipyard.
Let's do
And
the overlay real quick too.
oh good gosh. So it doesn't look like Sleep knows that it is the MLG version of Antigua Shipyard. So Titan is moving out, and he will actually have better positioning on these overlords. The overlords gonna be able to see Zerglings as they come down the center of the map, and he's gonna be able to just spot his opponent's tech, and that is gonna be critical, as Sleep is going for a spawning pool first, or an
Yeah.
extractor pool. Meanwhile, we see a hatchery opening coming in from Titan, and if Titan can hold off the early rounds of Zerglings, Banelings, and Roaches, then he will have a stronger economic advantage. But this is going to be a rather uphill battle.
Yeah, it really can't be overstated that this is the MLG version, and these forced cross spawns are going to be the reality. So Titan opens up with a very macro-oriented play, going for the hatch first, knowing that his opponent is in the most far position possible, where Sleep, like you said, he scouts that southern position. He doesn't know that it's forced cross spawn, so he's opening a little safer with the spawning pool and the gas, but he's going to be behind in economy. He is going to have a timing where he can try to do some damage, maybe with an early Baneling bust against Titan, but once Titan is able to hold a play off like that, he's going to be ahead in macro, in larva count, possibly in drones. So this early game going to be tough for Titan, but if he's able to transition to a mid game, he's going to look really strong.
Yeah, the hatchery finally looks like Sleep's finally going to get it up sometime around the 4-minute mark. There it goes. Meanwhile, Zerglings are making their way out across the field. Spawning pool is being completed now. And now Titan needs to get Zerglings of his own. He's going to get 6 in addition to 2 queens. And he should be able to handle these Zerglings pretty easily, as the Zerglings are going to be coming in a single file line, 4 Zerglings compared to 6, but we do see also a Baneling's Nest coming in from Titan. The additional hatchery, the additional queen should be enough, and we'll see what's going to happen here, as it is going to be 6-4.
Yeah, and again, because Sleep doesn't have speed yet, and because the distance is so far here, he basically had to make the decision to all in before he had almost any scouting information. He's just getting wind of this expansion for Titan, and he would have had to make a round of lings, maybe about 30 seconds, 45 seconds ago, to have them in position to attack here, but instead he's just going to be droning, and this is basically a forced build by Titan just because he went for this hatchery. He's forcing the economic play from Sleep, and Titan's going to be able to macro up behind this. He does have to do some scouting of his own to see the expansion he has, so we'll see what he chooses to do, getting some defensive banelings. Really smart by Titan.
Yeah, but really smart by Sleep. Sleep was able to move down a queen and snipe down an
Yeah.
overlord early. So Titan currently supply blocked 28/28, and still no overlord in sight, as Zerglings are now going to try to make their way in. Zerglings now trying to apparently running back as well. The metabolic boost not completed for Titan, as it just got started. And now we'll see who has the advantage. 26 drones for Sleep versus
Yeah.
Titan's 18. Wow.
This is really strange. Titan, I think, maybe over making Lings just a little bit there. And because he doesn't have speed, he's not able to do anything with the Lings. I feel like maybe he was preparing for some sort of all-in or some sort of, big attack by Sleep, but instead Sleep going for heavy macro and now just finally coming out with his Lings. But he was ahead by 5 or 6 drones there for quite a while. It could make a huge difference. Right now we see he's up 43 to 39, and Titan doesn't have really any sort of tech advantage to speak of, so Sleep just straight out ahead here.
Yeah, so Sleep, even though he had the slower game, has caught up and now racing past Titan. As we see, Banelings are being morphed in on the field. 6 Banelings, I believe that might be enough to, that should be enough to take down a Spine Crawler. And if they just run straight into them, the Zergling is going to absorb some of that damage as well. And now Sleep may be able to finish this game before it really gets started.
Yeah, and Sleep coming in here with his Lings. He's able to get a decent trade there on the Banelings of Titan. Titan's Banelings actually going off, and there's the Baneling in the main of Titan. We'll see if it's able to get a shot off on the drones. It is going to explode there, get a lot of damage on, a little bit of damage on drones, not so much. And Titan was able to fend that off, but Sleep, once again, macroing behind the 7 drones about to pop. He's going to be at 44 to 28 drones in just a moment.
Yeah, and what I really liked about Sleep there is that he tried to detonate against Larva in order to try to slow down the production, but right as he detonated, the spawn larva happened, and I think Sleep may be kicking himself for that one. He was not able to get those 4 larvae, and now we'll see if Titan can be able to perhaps get a lucky break here, as he is even on drones now, 38 to 39. Not too big of a difference, but both players now establishing that third base. Titan needs to move away with this Overlord, as a Queen could easily snipe it down.
He's going to be a little bit late on his third, is Titan, and he's going to be a little bit late on Roaches, the Roach Warren, and the Roach is already out for Sleep right now, and only the halfway done is the Roach Warren for Titan. I'm sort of talking in reverse tonight, but Titan is just going to be several seconds behind Sleep on basically every decision here, so Sleep going to get more and more in the advantage, 73 to 57, another 10 drones on the way, so pretty soon he's going to have a nice drone count on these 3 bases. Titan's already done his drone pump. It's 49 to 50, or 45 right now in favor of Sleep.
Yeah, a 4 drone advantage. It's really, just moving back and forth between these players. It's based upon the timing on that spawn larva. If Sleep had taken down those 4 larvae there, it would have been a completely different game with a very, very heavy drone advantage for Sleep. We'll see how this is all going to go down now, as we are taking the tier 2. Zergling's going to engage, and it looks like with Sleep going to tier 2, actually no, Titan does have tier 2, but without a Spire, so I'm a bit surprised that he didn't try to go for a Spire earlier, as that counters all tier 1, and a nice Baneling hit by Titan.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage there and basically shuts down the pressure here from Sleep. Sleep did have a few Banelings. He was hoping to do some economic damage, maybe get some scouting information as well. And it looks like Titan has chosen his lair tech. It's going to be the Infestation Pit. So getting that late Roach Warren hasn't actually produced a lot of roaches right now. Just 4 on the field. But he's going to have Roach Infestor in just a moment. And Sleep actually behind in the food count. So you're right. It is just going back and forth at this point. Sleep does have 1 extra gas, so he's working off 5 compared to the 4 of Titan. Titan actually only saturated on 3 gas, so he needs to get his gas production going a little bit, and we'll see whether the Infestors of Titan are going to be effective against Sleep.
Yeah, also we'll see another round of drones coming in on both sides. 6 drones versus 1 now, so it is going to even up once more, and it's really been a seesaw battle now to see who can take the advantage. Overseer of Titan trying to fly his way through. It looks like it may get taken out by a Queen there. Titans, a nice larva inject saving the Overseer, as the Overseer able to barely escape, down to 47 hit points.
We've got Ventral Sacs coming out for Titan, so he's going to be doing some drop play, and I think that's really interesting. He's going to have to try to attack from multiple angles to do damage here, but it looks like Sleep going to try to find a timing here. It's 130 to 102, so he just found a Roach timing, and he's going to hit 1-1 is about to finish for Sleep. Now it's about halfway done his carapace is. So he's going to be attacking with level 1 attack upgrades against the 0-0 of Titan. So we've got the roaches quickly focusing down the one spine crawler. These banelings trying to get good hits on the roaches, and it looks like the roach is going to try to focus those down. Titan finally rallying out his own roaches. Looks like the roaches for Sleep going to be on a bit of an island here, getting caught by Titan, and Titan might be able to clean this up without taking too much damage. Just the defender's advantage here, going to be able to clean up the roaches here for Sleep, and if Sleep is not able to take down this hatchery, it's going to be a huge loss by him.
What is Titan doing? Titan's pulling back with his roaches, and he's letting... No, the hatchery's down to 34 hit points, is able to stay alive, and somehow Titan is still alive in this game.
Yeah, Titan able to prevent the sniping of that hatchery, and that was a critical decision by Sleep. He sort of got himself caught up by that third. He knew at this point, I have to do damage. All these roaches are going to die. I'm going to try to take down the hatchery, and that would have put Titan a little bit behind, 3 bases to 2, even though Titan did have the roach lead, and Sleep just throwing away all those roaches, not doing any damage, or any considerable damage at all to Titan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that hatchery. That hatchery is bleeding. Spine crawlers now being added. You can see that destructible rocks are going to get destroyed off over here. It looks like Sleep wants revenge on that hatchery, and we'll see what's going to happen. Titan perhaps should try to move down. No, this is not looking very good at all. The roaches are now trying to push their way in. It looks like the hatchery could get taken out any second. There it goes, and a very, very, very bloody hatchery finally bursts there, as we see one overseer may get taken out as well.
Yeah, and we've got a drop here in the third for Sleep, so we'll see how much damage this drop of Titan's able to do, and I feel like this is not an all-in drop, but it really cost him. He didn't have enough roaches to basically defend against the roaches of Sleep, instead going for this drop play, so that put him a little bit behind. It might have cost him a hatchery, and we'll see how many drones he's able to kill, just 5 so far, so these players going back and forth. Titan does have the food advantage, but I think has made a mistake or two here, and now another mistake would be attacking into the defender's advantage here of Sleep. Sleep does have 2-1 upgrades, and he's got Hydras out, and these Hydras just going to tear apart these roaches for Titan, which are 1-0 at the moment. Titan just now coming out with his first few Infestors. The first 2 will be hitting the field in just a moment. In fact, it will be 5, so Titan's going to have to wait for some energy on those Infestors to take on the Roach Hydra composition of Sleep.
Yeah, Titan also should probably unburrow or uproot all of these spine crawlers here so that they can not bleed to death. One of the advantages of uprooting for some reason, as we now see overlords making their way in, but we also have tunneling claws for roaches. So roaches now on the move in the field. It looks like Titan, very much aware of this, has overseers in this group, and now we're going to have an engagement here. Who's going to come out ahead? The Hydralists are a little bit slower. They are slower on creep as the roaches are backing off. There are roaches now trying to make their way into the main base. It looks like Infestors will catch some of them. And what will happen here? Are we going to get a fungal growth? No, the roaches are simply just going to walk inside the base and now take down drones.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a drop here in the main for Sleep, but or for Titan, but Titan's going to have a hard time defending this third. He's got a very inferior amount of roaches, inferior upgrades, and there's Hydras in the back of this line as well. It looks like low ground roaches helping a little bit, able to focus down a Hydra or 2, but Sleep a really strong attack here, and I'm not sure it's going to be able to be cleaned up. He still has 5 Hydras left. They're just DPS machines. The reinforcements of Titan coming in here, but Sleep just still has so many roaches still, and I believe he's cleaned up all the drops in his main, and I really question the decision here to drop by Titan. There's the GG, the well played, and Sleep 4-0s vVv with the all kill on Wednesday night StarCraft.